tunnel here. Oh, that sounds good. If I asked you to go and think of a classic British sports car, chances are you're thinking of something like this that's sat behind me right now. This is a 1972 MGB. This is one of the most popular British sports cars of all time. They made these things almost unchanged from 1965 to 1980-81. The only real difference was the output of the engine after a couple of years, and the bumpers went from chrome to rubber. That's some decent product planning. These things are absolutely everywhere, to the point that I've almost become superstitious that if I don't see an MGB on the way to work, it's going to be a bad day. I mean, just driving here today, I saw 2 of them. So I guess this is going to be really good to drive. Under the bonnet is MG's 1798cc 4-cylinder engine. In the it's a real classic shape, and in this case it really works. It's no wonder these things are so popular, especially as prices have been so low for so long. But like every other classic out there, the values of these have been rising steadily, especially chrome bumpers like this one. What would have been a £3,000 or £4,000 car a couple of years ago is now a solid £9,000 to £10,000 car. And that's what this is for sale at right now at Sussex Sports Car down in Lewes. And to be honest, I'd be amazed if they don't get that for this, because it's worth every penny of that. They haven't seen the price explosion of things like Porsches or maybe even MGAs, but they have risen, and maybe they're kind of levelling off a bit, but it's where they need to be. You can buy a rubber bumper one for maybe £6,000 at the moment, and that's no less a car. But if you want the pure styling, you need the chrome. The inside of this car is actually really spacious for a tiny car outside. There's not a great deal of elbow room, but I've got loads of leg room. I'm 5'10", 5'11". I've got okay headroom, and there's a Webasto sunroof in this, which takes off that much of your headspace. The seats are really supportive. This has been re-foamed, re-webbed, I don't know what you call it. It's got the original vinyl on it, but inside it's all new. So it's really, really comfortable. It feels good. There's a headrest. It's a little bit low right now, but there is a headrest. It's very, very nice. This car's got a nice little sports leather steering wheel, which feels great, a bit spongy, really good grip. These cars don't have power steering, so you need to be able to just give it a bit of a wrench, and this feels just right. With the limited elbow room, that's the perfect size for this. This car is considered to be quite high spec in that it's got heated rear window, a Webasto sunroof, and a radio. But seriously though, this does have a really nice 4-speed gearbox, complete with electric overdrive, which means you get a 4th extra and a 3rd extra. So really, you've kind of got a 6-speed gearbox in there, which, you know, great for cruising in traffic on the motorway. And the pedals on this thing are actually really nice. The clutch is not too heavy, the brake's got almost no travel, it's a really hard push, and the brakes just stop you nice. Some of the smaller MGs, midgets and things like that, I have to wear racing shoes. I can't drive them in my boots, but this has got plenty of room for my feet. I like this a lot. Now you've got beautifully clear dials in this dashboard. You've got a nice rev counter going up to 70. Wow, it red line's at 55, but the needle goes to 7,000. So I wonder what that would sound like when you finally hit the top of that limiter. The speedo goes to 120. I'm not sure what the top speed on one of these is. I'll stick it in the caption underneath. It'll say it right now because I didn't do any research. It says 120. I think it'll do about 100 or so. Something these cars are always known for is this kind of crackle dash. A bit like a black hammerite finish. It looks really good actually. It's kind of a utilitarian but nice finish. There's a couple of oddities on this car. I can never find the bonnet release on these whenever I look for them. It's over there. When you go for the door handle, every time I lock the door instead. Because I'm an idiot. You have to do that. And the ignition key is under the dashboard, which is fine once you know it, but the first couple of times you do reach in and take a handful of the wiring loom, and if you're not careful you're going to wrench out all of that lot, which wouldn't be great. This is a 2+2, so we've got 2 really good sized front seats. There is a back seat, but it's good for luggage and I don't know, kids with no legs perhaps, or a dog. The back of the rear seat folds down, so you've got quite a decent load area if you need it. This seatbelt is ridiculous, and I think There's no power assistance, but it's just the right weight. And there's a brilliant tunnel here. Oh, that sounds good. The acceleration is nice and crisp. The gear change is really good, except that there is a slight issue with it not centering every time. You have to do that manually and learn the box. Once you do that, that's going to be a very rewarding drive. Right, let's go for a quick 0 to, well, probably 30 on this road. Yeah, the acceleration is really nice and brisk. The gear change is nice and crisp. The pedals are nicely weighted under your feet. And when you hit the corner, there's dogs ahead, so I'm going to slow right down. Even with the drum brakes on the back, the car stops really quite decently. Really, there is everything to love about this car. It's got in a car park, that's the wrong way. Ah, that was where I needed to go. Oops. Oopsie. It's been a long time since I last drove an MGB, and I won't leave it so long to the next time because this is really good fun. It's amazing what a simple little car spring car like this can do. It's only not, what, £9,995? I think I might just go and see what I've got in the bank. Before I go, do though, please hit subscribe, please hit like, leave any comments you've got about the car or the video, and yeah, hit the notification button down there because you'll see what I drive next time, and yeah, go and buy one of my stickers because they'll only add value to your car when you stick it on the back window. Right, where's my wallet gone?